I know this, like my kids sing this all the
Nobody
time.
was ready for me to sing to open the show.
Do we get fined for that ding? Because it was so close to the actual real song. Thank God it's Friday.
We're getting,
That's my generation. Thank
we're
God it's
getting a
Friday.
copyright.
The roller skating movie.
Oh my gosh. Well, happy Friday,
Disco.
everyone. Thank you all
Mm-hmm.
so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey and Craig and Sean. Our feet are all up. It's Friday. It's
Friday,
Friday
buddy.
vibes.
Friday.
We got a really big show today, Petey. Really big. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Move on.
What? Was that supposed to be a reference to
It was an
something?
old reference,
Okay.
a really old
Yeah,
reference.
that clearly went.
really big shoe. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
We got
that
a really
old?
big show today. Yeah.
That old?
Really big.
A really big shoe.
So we are.
Like
this is going to be the most Friday fun
That's
day.
really old. That's
He
black
got
and
in
white
character
old.
for it. See,
That's black
there's
and white
still
old.
like no clue what we're talking about.
I
This is-
barely do.
This is going to be the most.
This is why I asked if people had seen Princess Bride. Okay? I don't want to assume anything. Shaw looked at me like I was diseased or something.
Because,
Princess
When I
Bride is
asked if you'd seen
different.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride is different.
well, you should see Princess Bride.
Everyone's seen
But
Princess
Leah
Bride.
probably hasn't. Leah probably hasn't seen, she hasn't seen most of the movies. You see
Yeah,
Ferris?
she hasn't seen Princess Bride, which
Nobody's
is
seen
absurd.
most of the movies because if you watched every movie in existence, that's all
I
you would
saw
do with
most
all
of
your
yeah,
them.
some
time.
people
I've
didn't
seen
even
most
manage
of the
to make
movies.
it through season
Did
2
you
of The
see
Bear
Ferris?
in time for the show.
Did you see Ferris?
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Ferris Bueller's
You
Day
saw
Off?
Ferris
Yes,
Bueller's
of
It was just on.
course.
It was just on this weekend.
Okay.
Again, I watched it again. And you know what came on right after it? Bernie. Weekend of Bernie's.
Can we
Back to back.
Can we get her going?
It's Friday. Get what going?
Yeah. Well, I was starting to say this is going to be the most Friday fun day show ever, and clearly it's already off to that start. But before we get into the fun, we do just have to, address the elephant in the room. It will be the only serious topic of the day, and it's an update on the situation with Alex Galchenyuk that Craig and I mentioned yesterday. We didn't know any information at the time, and then ABC 15 put out a report about what actually happened. So Scottsdale police confirmed that Alex Galchenyuk was arrested on July 9th. He's facing multiple charges, including private property hit and run, disorderly conduct, failure to obey, resisting arrest, and threatening or intimidated. Police added that no one was hurt and only property was damaged in the hit and run. And there's no further details. And then this morning, the Coyotes put out a statement saying, "We are aware of the incident involving Alex Galchenyuk and strongly condemn this type of behavior. Once the club was made aware of the allegations, we immediately began the process of terminating his standard players contract through the proper channels in conjunction with the National Hockey League. As a result, the Arizona Coyotes today have exercised the team's right to terminate the contract of Alex Galchenyuk due to a material breach of the terms of his standard players contract. The club will have no further comment at this time."
Yeah.
Um,
The only thing that I want, I tweeted yesterday, the NHLPA is reviewing this. That's standard. It's standard ops. They're going to look it over. They've got 2 months to do so. We'll see if they find any cause for a grievance. I don't know if they will. The incident is what it is. There's probably camera footage of this as well. So, I mean, the PA's job is to protect his players. So they'll do due diligence. But Alex Galchenyuk acted like a knucklehead, and it cost him dearly.
Well, I struggle with this one, and I'll tell you why. First of all, unlike a lot of people out there, I know Alex Galchenyuk. I like Alex Galchenyuk.
Me too.
He's always been very kind and very nice to me. So let's put that in basket A. I like him. I think he's a good person. He's had difficulties in his life, and we can go into that. But I don't know if that's material or germane. Here's my issue. There are two separate camps online, and as we know, that's what happens online. Rush to judgment, jump on a bandwagon. You're right, you're wrong, right? There's two distinct voices. What an idiot, deserves everything he gets. What a loser, ban him, right? The angry vitriol about that. And then there's the other side, almost completely the other way, almost exonerating him like, oh, well, it's a cry for help. He's got addiction problems, and he may. Does not excuse bad behavior.
Thank you.
Because I know people that have gone through addiction, and I know people that have problems in their life, but that doesn't give you a free pass to make bad decisions.
Yeah, sometimes it's almost made into a crutch.
Right.
Let's excuse everything
Yes.
because, oh my God.
Yes, he's got a problem. Clearly, there are some issues here.
Yeah.
But the most important issue, we don't know the story. None of us. There are people that know exactly what happened that night. And he's one of them. You know who else knows? The Arizona Coyotes know exactly what happened because they talk to we don't know. We don't even know. We're all assuming that alcohol played a factor here. We don't know. And on the police report, it didn't say alcohol. Didn't say it was impaired driving. So let's wait until we hear what the facts are. Not just a police report. Let's hear the story.
Yeah.
And even then, is it really something we need to worry about? Is it part of our business?
Not so much. I mean, listen, in the news industry, you can certainly see the relevance when it involves legal authorities. Like any journalism school will teach you that. Any newspaper, any media outlet believes that if it crosses the legal line,
That's
then
fair,
yes,
Craig.
it
That's
is
fair.
relevant when it
That's
involves.
fair. That's fair.
I hate to say this, but like, would this have been far more relevant if? And obviously, I'm not saying this could ever happen. I don't even want to name a name because I want to put it out there.
Yeah.
But a major player on the Coyotes versus a guy who probably wasn't even going to be on the NHL roster was going to be
Does
on
that
the
make a
NHL.
difference? Or should it?
I don't know. I don't even know the answer to that question. My own take is, I mean, we had our deliberations here whether I should be chasing police reports yesterday, and ultimately decided no. We're
And that's
not
why I
going to do
don't.
that. So someone else is going to do it anyway. What often happens in these situations, because like it happened as I was coming to work, and then we had the show, and then I had an appearance on NHL Network. Like by the time you get around to requesting the police, it's already out there, and lo and behold, that's what happened. Bang, it's out there, and that doesn't excuse me from doing my job. And
But you didn't.
listen,
That's not.
I made some calls. Obviously, I called the PA, I called the league, reached out to other people
And you got
who
the
would
comment
have
from the PA?
information. Yeah, but would it? I'll be honest. If it had been a major player on the Coyotes, I might have pushed the show. Because I recognize that it has greater impact and more significance to an audience.
And I feel bad because for the team, I feel bad for the player and whoever may have been injured in this. And I don't mean physically injured, but property damage and all that. I feel bad for all of those people. And we just had Steve Potvin on the show talking about what role Galchenyuk was going to play in this organization.
Right.
It was his last crack at this. It was a guy that fit down in Tucson and is a veteran presence, but maybe it's good that veteran presence isn't there now. If we're hearing this is one of the paths he takes players down, maybe it all works out for the best. I hope he ends up okay. I hope if they're talking about treatment, and we've talked about the NHL treatment plan, no one knows, is he in it? Can he get in it? I don't know.
Right.
But if he needs to get help, let's get him help.
Yep.
And the team, let's hope they can move on from this. And hopefully when we do find out the story, we can move past this. And again, we can start talking about hockey. And this, hopefully we don't have to address this again, but I'm glad we did. It needed to be spoken about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kind of hard to transition to the next thing, but Craig, I noticed at the top of the rundown you put Bonne Fête Nationale. Happy Bastille Day.
That's right, buddy.
And did you see my shirt? It's Bastille the band.
That's good. That's
so
really good.
Bastille the band.
That's
It's
good.
one of my favorite
Bastille
bands.
Day is French Independence Day.
Yeah.
So
And I wore the shirt on purpose.
storming of the Bastille.
And the reason the band is called Bastille is because today is the lead singer Dan Smith's birthday.
Wow, look at that coincidence.
So there's my little fun
That's pretty
fact
cool.
of the day. But I am wearing the shirt for a reason.
I like the band.
Do you know what? But you don't like Bastille Day? You don't know anything about it.
No.
You know what they do to celebrate Bastille Day,
No
Petey?
fucking clue.
Take a wild guess what they do to
Drink. I hope.
Fireworks.
fireworks. Yeah, fireworks. I was so disappointed. I went and researched because I was thinking, wow, it might have been cool to be in France to see how another nation celebrates independence. Then I was like, oh, they have fireworks and parties. I did find out they do something weird, like the firehouses are open and they hold all-night parties, and sometimes there are even reports of like firemen striptease parties, which is a little weird. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going way down a rabbit hole of French Independence Day, but mostly I was like, fireworks, really? I mean, in Italy, like in southern Italy, for New Year's Eve, they throw like furniture off the balconies into the street to signify out with the old, in with the new. I can get behind something like that. Well, like that sounds like a lot more fun, throwing furniture off a balcony than just more fireworks.
All right, I'm going to make sure we don't get into another fireworks rant, and let's get into our first segment, which...
How do you feel about maple syrup?
Oh my
What is
God.
our first
The
segment?
chat is already participating, and it is the question of the show. I saw this was making its rounds on Twitter this week, not just with hockey, but any team. And it was the question, if you were a player in any sport, but for the sake of our show, it will be, if you were an NHL player today, which teams would be on your no trade list?
The teams you do not want to be traded
So
to.
we thought this would be a fun exercise.
Did we talk about this yesterday when I wasn't here?
No. we talked about it after, and
when I wasn't here.
if you had just opened the rundown this morning before the show, you would have known.
Well, I did own before the show.
But we already have some
That
some
sound was
teams.
Leah slapping Petey.
Yeah, we got LA, Chicago, and all Canadian teams from Sammy D. Elmer Fudd chiming in with the Coyotes. Elmer, okay, what
We should read some of the
State your
the fans
reasons.
first. Yeah.
Coyotes, Knights, Hawks, Penguins, and Bolts. Interesting.
Wow, strange list.
Interesting list. Elmer, feel free to elaborate, but that's what we got
she's
so
a
far. Let
rabbit
us know in the chat which teams are on your
Wow.
no trade list. But let's start. And who wants to go first?
I think one of you two should go first. Sean has already declared that he's going last, and there's a reason for that. It's going to be sad to listen to,
Roaring
but
Fork
we'll let him
said,
have it
I'm
anyway.
so glad Mac didn't have a no trade clause from DNVR. That is true. That was pretty
Although, can I talk about Mac for a minute?
sure.
Mac, are you here?
No.
Hey, buddy,
Oh.
it's not noon yet. What would she be here for?
Wow, there are barbs
Easy.
flying all over the
She
show
likely
today.
is not awake yet.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo.
So they were in Vegas last week. And anybody see stuff? The Vegas, all the basketball groups from all of All
Yeah.
City were in Vegas.
Uh-huh.
So they all took really amazing pictures of their beats and their teams. And look at us on the roof of this amazing building in Vegas. And the PHNX crew was all there, except for
She was in Denver's picture.
she was in Denver's picture. Cut the
Should we
freaking
should
cord.
we should
Cut
we
the cord.
should we get the trade rumors going?
Cut the,
Wow.
maybe it's trade rumors. So she does
No.
not have Denver on her city. I'm just saying she was there. My trade list starts with the New Jersey Devils, and I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
A lot of what appears on my list, there is some rationale about teams, but
Okay.
there is mostly rationale about parking and traffic. Because I don't want to. You ever been to New Jersey?
Oh,
Yeah,
That
buddy.
arena is a hard son of a bitch to get to.
No, not only that, like
I'm not saying it's yes.
walking outside is.
Yes. I don't want to go. It's
There's a
snowing.
train station 2 blocks south
Yes.
of that arena, and people are like, "Well, you could just take the train back into Manhattan." I'm like, "I'm not walking those 2 blocks.
So that's
I'm not walking those 2 blocks."
that is the top of my
There's a
list.
sign that I pass when I
Yes.
drive it to the Peru. I stop at a stoplight. I look up at this medical care facility, and it offers 4 services, and one of them is wound care. Like what? Wound care. There's a market for that around the Peru.
Yeah, busy.
Just saying.
Approve. So that's first on the second on the list for very similar reasons, more so traffic than anything,
Yeah, it's
is the
brutal.
Washington Capitals. That
Oh.
traffic in Washington D.C. Great city.
How about the bus back in? Right?
Great city.
It's ridiculous.
city.
Sorry.
Awful location for the arena, downtown, traffic. And by the way, they stop traffic and airport stuff a lot because guess what? Dignitaries in and out of that city, horrific place to play just because I know they want a cup and they got a nice, don't want parking. They're done.
That's
Okay.
so
Not-
funny.
That's
that's
2
two.
teams. Did you have a 5-team trade list? How long?
Yes, I have 5.
Okay.
Islanders for the same reasons mentioned above.
Can't
Parking,
get there.
traffic.
Can't get there.
The one that came off the list for parking and traffic was mentioned the New York Rangers, only because they're original 6 and it's the New York Rangers, and I would fight the traffic to get in to play at
There's
MSG.
also enough public transit.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
get there.
exactly.
Plus, I think there's a lot of guys that just get car service for them. The
Yeah.
Ottawa Senators crack in at number 4. There are no chance I'm playing there in Canada. No way. I'm not. Where am I going to live? How am I going to get from where I live to where I got to play? There's snow. There's nothing there. I don't want to play there. Don't want to play there. Sorry. The arena's getting old. I think they might start winning, but Ottawa's in. And then for very similar reasons, and I'm sorry to say this because it's the closest NHL city to my hometown of Bemidji, Minnesota, is the Winnipeg Jets. I'm not going to Winnipeg. I played senior men's hockey in Winnipeg, and I missed national anthems to games I played in because of snow. And we literally got a bunch of people who drove from Grand Forks, and we couldn't get to the arena. They were playing the national anthem, and we all played in that game. So that is a bad weather situation there. We know how cold it is in Winnipeg. Arena and fans are great there, but it's too cold. Those are my 5 cities.
Love it.
Liam Arrow.
I like how we all kind of have a different approach. Like yours was convenience.
Yeah, 100%.
Mine
convenience.
is a mix. Mine is a mix of places I don't want to live, places I don't like the direction of the team at the
Wow.
moment.
Hockey. Put hockey. as a-
Hockey,
Interesting.
and then just personal vendetta.
Which is
So
good.
we're gonna start with Winnipeg, and again, I'm sorry, I don't want to like disparage a city because people disparage the Coyotes in Arizona all the time, so I'm not going to do that. I've never been to Winnipeg. I'm sure it's a great place,
will.
but it is cold. There is a lot of snow, and I don't know what's going on with that team right now. I don't know what trajectory they're on. I
Team's
don't know
in
what
flux
their
a little bit.
plan
That's fair.
is. I don't like. So for me, if Winnipeg was like on the up, I might
Consider it.
consider it.
I believe I want to say this about Winnipeg because we both had Winnipeg on our list, and I imagine that you might hear it again. The people of Winnipeg, the fans, the hockey fans are phenomenal. I remember inside the building itself,
Great experience.
great experience in the NHL. It really, really is. So don't pile on the hate on us. It's just, if you could live there, there might be other places to live.
All right, next on my list is LA because I have lived in Arizona. I've lived in Phoenix. And one thing about living here is you hate every LA team.
Fair.
And I will not put on an LA sweater. Like, I just won't. So, FLA. Philly, again.
Ooh.
They're
Danny Briere.
that team. I know they're in the rock bottom and they're going up, but like Tortorella, I don't know. There's just like drama. I know you like Tortorella as a person. Yeah, and I grew up a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, so there's that rivalry, and I just always hated the Flyers. So Philly's on my list. Chicago's on my list.
What?
Yep. I don't want to be a part of that mess. I don't want to represent that team. I'm sorry. It is. The Islanders, Lou Lamoriello seems like he would be. I don't know if I'd want
That's
to
fair.
be under the fist of Lou Lamoriello. He's very strict about what he allows players, like down to facial hair. Like that's just.
I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, that I don't like that. I like having the freedom to be expressive. I also had Ottawa.
Don't cross Lou.
Ottawa for
He's
the
got
same
friends.
reasons.
But to point Zona Tucson 93, if Ottawa's arena was downtown Ottawa,
love Ottawa.
Downtown Ottawa is a great city. We're talking about Canada.
Let me
It
know
should be
in-
the Canada.
Let me know in the
Senators.
chat if you've had a beaver tail in Ottawa. Amazing. Not a real one. It's made of dough. It's dough and sugar and it's in the shape of a beaver tail. It's like fried dough with sugar. What?
No, I don't know what it is.
I was explaining.
I heard it. It sounds lovely.
Yeah.
It sounds like
and then
an elephant ear.
My
But
other
it's a beaver
team
tail.
that I have is, and I'm not trying to pile on, but Calgary, because they're building. It's so funny. I'm like so two-faced for saying the building because like
'Cause
I
we don't have a
defend
building?
I defend mullet and I defend not having it. Yeah. So like that's really two-faced. But and I know they're getting one. Calgary, it snows there in like on October 1st. It's
Right.
snowing.
It's true.
It is a cold place. I love Calgary. I have been there multiple times. I've been in the summer. I've been to Banff. Like I've been to Canmore. I love like the greater area of Calgary, but it is a cold place, and I don't want to be there during the coldest months of the year. So that's my list. It's a little bit of mix of all the reasons, but that's what I got. Craig.
Do we have any more fans?
Oh yeah,
Wayne?
we have more.
We can read a couple
Yeah,
in
let's read a
between,
couple
break it
more.
up. Mine's
Just
gonna
put
take
it
a
on the
while.
screen. I'll read whatever. Okay, so Zona Tucson said Vegas, Boston, New York, New
Wow.
Jersey, and Chicago.
Okay.
Zona, I'm glad you agree on the Chicago thing. CWP, LA, Anaheim, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Ottawa. Pat O said Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, Toronto, just the Canadian teams, except for Montreal and Vancouver, taxes. And that is
He's not wrong.
completely fair, Pat. Dale said Toronto, Vegas, Edmonton, Chicago, and Colorado. Interesting list. Edward said all the Canadian cities, Washington and Phoenix.
So it's a big no trade list.
Fred, yeah.
Good
Fred
man.
said New Jersey Devils, go Petey, Islanders, Buffalo, and all Canada teams. Sorry, Leah, but did not apologize to Sean.
Sean. Yeah. Suck on that, Sean.
Sumi said LA, Dallas, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Ottawa. Michael said LA, Chicago, Calgary, and Winnipeg. J Bean, Winnipeg, Ottawa, San Jose, LA, and Chicago. The Watts, California, and
Just
Canadian
California.
teams. No, because taxes. That's
I know,
valid.
I get it. Like that's great.
Yeah.
Though. Just lump them.
A lot of anything north
I
of
go
the,
to California.
a lot of anything north of the border reasonings here. So thanks, everyone. We'll keep reading your list. But Craig, what do you got?
All right.
Again, second day in a row, he's come with pen and paper.
Well, you see, NHL no trade lists are not confined to 5 teams.
I did lift
There's some that are
limit.
longer. I've seen 20 team no trade lists. I didn't go that crazy. Sean might. But my no trade list is 12 teams.
All right.
And I'll rattle them off quickly. I don't need to pile on Winnipeg. It's pretty apparent. I mean, like 2 minutes after you reach downtown, you still feel like you're on the tundra. There's not much there. Sorry. Not very interesting. Really cold to me. Calgary is mildly more interesting, and I do appreciate the fact that it's a habit trail, so you don't have to actually walk outside. There are like tunnels connecting everything. But that's what you need to do in a city like Calgary because it's insanely cold and snows way too early. Same thing for Edmonton, just tossing those cities out. And I'll throw Ottawa out. My last memory of Ottawa, the last road trip to Ottawa, I got off the bus, it was 35 degrees below. And I'm watching Canadian-born hockey players scream in pain. No. You think this is bad, what we got out here? Sorry, what you got is way worse. Okay. So we've eliminated 4 Canadian cities. I'm not going to eliminate the others. Vancouver is actually my favorite city in North America. I'd play there in a heartbeat, regardless of taxes. Detroit.
Ooh.
Don't want any part of living in Detroit. And I'm a Chicagoan too. So they're, rivalry reasons as well as not very fond of Detroit. Sorry, DP. I don't want to live in Buffalo either. Weather issues.
You don't know what you're talking about, but that's fine.
Well, you'll have your chance to retort. Dallas, because I don't want any part of Texas.
It's also
Vegas.
You're not a humid guy either.
Vegas, because truth be told, and I know I'm not alone in the office now. Thank you, Jacob Franklin, for backing me on this. I hate Vegas. I want no part of Vegas. I have no interest in going to Vegas.
Wow.
I hate gambling.
That's come up a lot.
American Excess.
list?
It's boring to
The word
me.
hate has come
I'm
up a
bored
lot
in
in
Vegas.
Craig's list.
I am bored in Vegas. You heard it here.
You're bored in Vegas?
Thank you. Right here. Thank you, Jacob.
Wow.
Thank you for the backup.
But we love Circa.
We love that Circa. And all the Nevada Circle Ks.
I apologize. It's only an 11-team no trade list. St. Louis. Sorry,
Wow.
you're another Chicago rival. I'm not terribly fond of that city either. Just
Okay.
And then you already brought these two up. New Jersey. We already talked about why.
No.
And Long Island. I had the most ridiculous commute to try to
Yeah.
get to that
Can't get
arena.
there.
No, thank you.
Can't
And I
get
don't
there.
want to live on
Can't
Long
get there.
Island.
Can't get there.
Sean,
I'm done.
put yourself on the screen. Let's
good.
go.
I'm gonna just go through each team and tell you whether or not I would play there.
Do you want to name the ones you would play for? Because I know it's a
just
short
literally
list.
I'm gonna just
going
go through
on 32
all
teams.
through 30. I'm gonna make it quick. Carolina seems like a cool place. So yeah, and they're good. Columbus, hell no. Ohio sucks. That team sucks. Nah. New Jersey also, you all mentioned a bunch of the reasons, but New Jersey as a state sucks. If the franchise was like in upstate New York, maybe. Islanders, no. Rangers, no. Downstate New York sucks. Flyers, of course, because Daniel Briere. Pittsburgh, this might be my favorite city in the Northeast. Super
Underrated.
underrated city, so I love
Underrated
it.
city. Good food city.
Caps, nah. I don't feel like explaining that. Bruins, I hate the Bruins with every fiber of my being, so nah. Buffalo Sabres, obviously. Detroit Red Wings, that city sucks. Nah. Florida Panthers. Florida sucks and you aren't really in Miami, so nah. Montreal, I feel like I get real tired of people saying bonjour every time I walked into Tom Hortons.
They would
So
too.
nah. Ottawa, for all the reasons you mentioned, nah. Tampa, I don't want to live in Florida, so nah. Toronto, I hate the Maple Leafs, so nah. Arizona, of course. I don't want to be a part of the Blackhawks, so nah. Colorado, the airport's too damn far, so nah. I'm
reason,
from the
though.
Dallas area, so originally I was born there. Got a soft spot for the Stars. Marty Turco is one of my favorite hockey players of all time, so yes, I'd go to the Stars. Minneapolis seems like it'd be a cool place to live. I don't know. I'd go with the Wild, I think.
Good town. It's a good town.
Nashville, yes, because we were just there. That city fucks. St. Louis, screw the state of Missouri. I hate it. So nah. Who wants anything to do with anything in between Vancouver and Toronto when it comes to Canada? So nah. Anaheim, Disneyland, and the Angels. So yeah, I'd do that. Again, who wants anything to do with in between Toronto and Vancouver in Canada? So nah, to Calgary and Edmonton.
And Winnipeg.
And Winnipeg, yeah, we'll get there. Los Angeles. Living in LA seems like it sucked. Nah. San Jose. I've never been to Northern California, but what's that team doing? They got cool jerseys, though, but still
You
nah.
love Mike Greer.
I do.
Greer,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, of course. Duh.
Buddy.
Yeah, of course I'm going. Duh. Seattle, that team seems like it's awesome. I've never been there, but I really want to visit Seattle, so yes. Vancouver. That city seems cool, so yes. Vegas. I don't have a problem with the city of Vegas, but I can't be on the same team as Jack Eichel. And living there, like my best friend lives in Vegas, and that's just, even if you're not like gambling and stuff, that city just seems like it's not a cool place to live in. So nah. So I would go to like 5 teams.
That was
good.
That was
The reasoning, I got to give
wow.
him for his reasoning too. He's all over the place.
That was amazing.
Hate the city, hate the state,
Holy
hate the weather,
shit.
hate the traffic, hate the drive to the
Hate
airport.
this one person on the team. Love it.
Yep.
Loved it. All right.
shit.
Before we move on, we'll read a couple more.
That's good.
Brady,
nah.
Vegas, Jersey, Islanders, Detroit, St. Louis, Winnipeg, Calgary, Dallas, Buffalo, and Minnesota. Let's see. Pat said, easy on Long Island, Craig. I know a guy.
I know a guy. That's funny. Long Island.
My best friends, for the record, live in both Long Island and Las Vegas, and I wouldn't move to either of those
That's
cities.
funny. Oh man, that was fun. That was a good one. I think that's all we had. I think we read most of them, but that we might have to clip that, Sean. That was all time. I can't believe we're not drinking right now. Like, I'm truly in shock.
I wanted to.
I mean,
I probably will. Before
that was
the end of the
only
show.
segment 1, so there's time.
There's still plenty of time, and there's wow there.
Which
Yeah.
part are we clipping from DP?
The whole
Did that
thing.
fit into
So
it too?
nah.
That's
Yeah,
good because
we're doing
I
it.
want to focus on the who wants anything to do with any city between Toronto and Vancouver in Canada.
So nah.
Which you ain't wrong.
So nah.
Why are we not drinking beer, Leah?
So nah. Why?
Can I drink beer now?
Go get beer.
Is it perfect timing?
Check out Four Peaks wherever you buy your beer. Four Peaks is also on tap pretty much anywhere you go in Arizona. And of course, check out the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub. You can check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub. To keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery, you must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. Listen, I know it's hot right now, but this is actually a great time of year to golf in Arizona. If you get an early tee time, it's much cheaper this time of year. You can get on some really nice courses. And Pins and Aces has the best gear around because their polos, it's like a great material, like perfect for if you're sweating.
Like that microfiber that doesn't take in the sweat.
Yeah, they also have hats so you can keep your face shaded. They also have beer sleeves so you can keep your beer cold in your golf bag. Pins and Aces, check it out, pinsandaces.com. You can use code PHNX to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. All right, moving on to our next segment, and I'm actually going to admit this is
Are
completely...
there people still listening?
PD.
Just checking.
There's 60 people here.
Okay, just
Hit
checking.
the like button, by the way. This is not on the rundown. This just came up, and we don't need to get into it. Maybe we'll get into it next week.
What just came up?
Arizona's family is broadcasting the Phoenix Suns game starting this upcoming season. So
Yeah.
that is officially official
First domino.
today. Obviously, this is something we're following as it relates to the Coyotes because
Watch the D-backs. Watch the
Yeah.
D-backs closely because that will play a major role in what happens to the Coyotes.
Yep. So anyway, just wanted to mention that just happened. So we'll I'm sure this will come up again this summer.
You think?
Yeah. But we want to talk today about something that's actually been the talk of the Discord and Twitter and our chat the last couple days, and that is the Coyotes. They finally, the Coyotes switched to the Kachina 2 seasons ago, and they still had the Howling Head license plate, and everyone was saying, when's the Kachina license plate coming? So they finally, this week, announced it, and this is what it looks like. That is bizarre. Okay, there we go. This is what whoa. This is okay, we're having some issues, but that's what, I don't know what's happening. Okay, you can go on
Wow,
Twitter.
look at the background moving like
Yeah,
that.
but
That's really cool.
we just had some issues.
Okay.
It looks cool. There's the
It's Friday.
Kachina logo on it. You can personalize it. And as with all the new personalized license plates, $17 of the $25 it costs to get the specialty license plate will go to that organization's charity. And for the Coyotes, 17 of the $25 will go to the Arizona Coyotes Foundation. So not only are you repping the team around town, you also get to make a contribution to the Coyotes Foundation. There's been a lot of chatter in the Discord, people replacing their Howling Heads with this, people wanting to do it. And I thought it would be fun to have a conversation. If you were to get a personalized license plate, what would it say? And why? Anyone?
Anyone?
Sean's would just say, nah. Oh, what is happening to our show?
I know our show, the tech on our show is falling. Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we are live.
Are we still on? Is this
We are still on.
Personalized plates. First of all, can I talk? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a Coyote plate when they first came out with the Howling Head. And the day after I might have stopped working there, or I don't know, when that relationship ended
Yeah.
and I no longer worked there, one of the first things I did is called the DMV and got rid of the goddamn plate. So
Fair enough.
I have since that day I don't have the Howling Head plate anymore. So that transition would be easier if I did choose to go to the Kachina. As far as personalization, I've never done it. But my last plate with Arizona was all letters with no numbers, and it was STOCRA. So it looked like Stay Okra. And so everybody goes, what does Stay Okra mean? Like, what is that? Are you into health? No, it's like they gave me it. It looks like a personalized plate. Like there's should be numbers. So everybody asked me, what the hell does Stay Okra mean? And I'm like, if you're not going to have a personalized plate, put a number in it. State of Arizona, please. No, I'm not having a personalized plate. If I did it, I don't know, Grumpy Steve, Grumpy Petey, Be Grumpy.
Grumpy would be good.
Grumpy
for you.
would be
What's the character limit? Is it 6 or 7?
I think
do we care?
it's.
Let's make
hold
our own
on.
rules.
1,
Craig.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
What would you get? I'd get Petey.
Oh, I like just Petey for
Just
you.
Petey.
Craig should be bougie.
I'd be bad mother.
But I have a feeling though the problem with all the good ones like Petey, if you go to Petey, Petey's gone.
Yeah, it is.
Like, Petey's
You know,
gone.
here's I want to say something about vanity plates because most of them are really lame. Like Jimmy Z, you know, like really?
Yeah.
Like just if I'm driving behind that person, I think you're a dork.
Yeah.
But there are some that are really creative, and when I come across those, I'm like, okay, I
that's
can
funny.
get behind that. That's really funny.
Well, you have
That
to
was
guess
really
it and you
creative.
figure it out.
Yeah. Or
like
just
that.
like a really funny thing.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, right? You got a 7-character limit. It's worse than Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not now.
So-
Maybe not today's Twitter,
Yeah.
but
So
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever get a personalized license plate, but I did come up with a list. If I were to get the Kachina one, and this is me giving out some ideas, I don't know if these already exist, but if you were to get the Kachina Coyotes license plate and you wanted hockey-themed things, I came up with a list.
Okay.
So this one's simple. Just go Yotes.
Okay.
7 characters.
it works.
Go Yotes. Then I got Awoo, AWOO.
Oh.
Oh, I like that one. I like this one. HR number 2, stay, here to stay. Because,
Okay.
you know, it's like Coyotes, we're here to stay.
Okay.
This one, I'm sure it's taken, but I love it. Just LFG.
LFG.
I like that for you as a personalized
I can
plate
do that.
too. And then the other one is HTTRICK, hat trick, but with just HT trick, hat trick.
Okay.
So those are some hockey
How
ones.
about SK, the number 8, space HRD.
Skate hard.
Yep.
How about
For
HK?
Leighton. For Leighton.
For
I like
Leighton,
that one.
SK8. HRD. HK would be phenomenal.
HK would be money.
This
HK.
one's one character
Actually,
too long.
HK, I wonder if they ever, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going
I
to get
like
HK.
that. Yeah,
Coyote
you
played
should get
HK.
HK.
Yep, HK.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
but I like the Leighton Accardo
I
one.
don't know if anyone would have HK unless it's their initials and they wanted to make it their initials.
You might have to drop a vowel from this one to make it work because I think it's 8 characters, but you could be really sarcastic. Got arena?
I like that.
Sorry.
Not bad.
Fred said H0
Howlin' for you. I like it.
WLN for you. Howlin' for you.
Howlin' for you.
I
I
like
like
that.
Nice.
Let's
That's
put some
good.
thought into it.
Dale
I like
has AZ, the number 4, EVR, AZ forever. Pat, Mesa
Pat.
BND,
Pat,
Mesa
buddy.
Bound.
it. Mesa Bound.
Like it. Oh, man. Were there others above that, Sean? I didn't see.
2 weeks. Graham Taylor. 2 weeks.
Graham
Buddy,
Taylor's
if
with
you
us
know-
again today.
If you know, you know. Graham, by the way, this.
Hey, buddy,
If you
get
know,
a life,
you know.
okay? Get a life for Graham.
Graham
all
Taylor's
right?
tuned into this
We love
amazing
Carbon
hockey
Graham.
talk on this Friday.
That's right.
64 more shows to go until we talk about
Seriously.
hockey again, Graham. I like it though. 2 weeks.
We should
2
have
weeks.
Graham on the show.
Don't laugh. That's another one. That's
I want-
another Coyote one. Do
I
you
want
remember
Graham
that?
on the show. Graham, will you come on the show?
Don't
Answer
laugh.
in the chat.
Do you remember Don't Laugh? Don't laugh. You point at a guy.
Yep.
Like when you say something that seems completely absurd, like 2 weeks, and then they start laughing, you point at him and go, don't laugh. And then right after
Right.
the McCain bobblehead came out and he was pointing in the bobblehead.
Yeah.
So I put a tape on it and I said, don't laugh. And we put it in everybody's office. So it was McCain saying, hey, don't laugh. Because it could happen. Don't
Yeah.
laugh.
What'd
Is this
Graham
a
say?
year? Nobody gets it.
What Golden Canuck say?
Day drinking, buddy. I'm going to sink. If I get any lower in the more furniture chair,
Yeah.
like I'm just going to disappear.
Oh, Lord.
Gotta go, Graham. Cheers.
I like this one from Jay Beans. Have a personalized first responders plate 132411. It's the AZ statute for impersonating a police officer. Husband is a retired
Wow.
state trooper. That's hilarious. I love that. Oh, and Michael said many of those are taken, believe it or not. I do believe it. I always, like, when I was way younger, I wanted one that was YYZ, the number 2 PHX, like Toronto to Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I actually one day was out
My
and
wife
about
did
and
that.
saw it. So a lot of them are taken.
My wife
That's
did that.
what?
KC, the number 2 PHX.
Oh.
KC to Phoenix.
Love it.
True.
All right. Well, if again, drop your ideas in the chat. But I do like the new license plates. I think I saw Robert said prefer the Howling Head. You know, to each his own. But I do like the Kachinas, and I'm looking forward to seeing them out on the road.
Are you going to get the Kachina? Either of you?
Probably
No.
not.
Probably not.
But I know a lot of people in our Discord are getting it. Someone was literally at the DMV this morning to get
I
it.
want it to match my car too. Like
Oof.
that's why I like the lighter ones because my car's white. So I want to get. Oh, is there breaking
No,
news?
he's
No.
looking at the weather, which we'll get
Looking
to
at
in
the
a minute.
forecast. Preparing for the next segment, Petey. There's this thing called a rundown that we use to
Is it
figure
weather
out what's
on
coming
here?
next.
What is weather's on ours?
Yeah, there
Oh my
you go.
God, Bob had hat trick. That's funny. All right. Well, sports is finally
Is it-
back.
yeah, finally sports.
Yeah, there's sports. Baseball is back.
Are we talking
Buddy,
sports?
sports are
Baseball-
back tonight.
Baseball
'Cause we have to do
and
business.
the D-backs are playing the Blue Jays, which is like my 2 favorite
Yes.
teams
DB's
going up
gonna
against
sing.
each other.
I've heard he's singing.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
So Sean really wants to sing "Oh Canada" next year at Chase Field. Like that's his,
we need to make that happen.
and I need to see it.
Kinda like
so
that.
Bad.
Wait, how would that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know, but we'll figure it
Toronto
out.
is coming to Chase Field next year.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So-
it's
No,
like
we didn't have to say could be official. Maybe he just runs out there and sees how long he can go.
you're just running
the
away.
Just
away
run
from the
Oh,
anthem.
Canada! And just run. He's fast. He's fit. I've seen him. We had a race in the parking lot.
I want to see him run like that
He's
too.
fit.
Like high D's.
Yeah.
the
Oh, high knee.
gingerbread man.
Race in
High
the parking
stepping
lot.
it. I can see him high stepping
Oh,
with the
yeah.
microphone.
Well, as
Love it.
baseball is back today and available to bet on, I recommend
True.
logging into BetMGM and play the Swing for the Fences game. You pick one strike zone, one of 4, and you can win a single, triple, double, or home run. And it's it's basically a bonus that you can apply to any MLB bet. So make sure you do that today when you log into the BetMGM app. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM, use the bonus code PHNX. There's a few different offers depending on where you live. But for our Arizona audience, you can place your first bet offer and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it loses with BetMGM. Again, make sure you use the bonus code PHNX. You can check out the show notes. for
Something just
full
happened on Petey's watch.
details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
I just want you to be fully aware that our technology is glitching, so you will be on.
We're going to be on the
You'll be
screen for the
camera
disclaimer.
for
All
this,
right.
So
Let's
enjoy.
ride.
It better be serious.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text
Nope.
HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
We are a group of professionals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll use this as my
Are we muted?
my reel.
Can I just say that I'm glad that NHL Tonight isn't with us right now?
Yeah.
They were giving Craig so
They
much
just
praise.
They were
Scratched his name off
praising
the
our
list.
sound quality and our
Yeah.
set.
What a great show.
I wouldn't
Well, the
be there
production
today.
quality is amazing.
So I got a question. If you were to run onto the field for whatever reason, whether it's to try and sing or to try and shake a player's hand, or if you wanted to streak, when the authorities or security finally got to you, are you the type of person that might resist, or would you just turtle at that point?
I would turtle, but I'm not getting caught.
Same. Oh, I'm not getting caught.
I am planning ahead. I'm gonna have like.
What's your escape route?
I'm gonna have a few people that are dressed just like me somewhere in the stands.
Oh,
Like on some baby
Go with
driver
Sean
shit.
DePauw's night.
Yeah. And then as soon as they tackle one of us, I'll be like, it's not me. And then I'm gonna get real uncomfortable.
Wasn't me.
And then yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
I'm jumping. Like I'm not going out there with the purpose of running as long as I can until I get caught. Like I'm going out there with
You're
a
going
plan,
out.
and then I'm getting back in the stands.
You going over the wall and then-
I'm making the dash.
okay.
Wow. Well,
You know
for
what you should wear if you go streaking?
Shady Rays.
Shady Rays.
Well, all of the people in their disguises would wear the Shady,
Shady
Rays.
Rays.
You guys chose streaking of all the options, by the way. I just want to point that out.
What?
Okay. I just said
Um,
if he goes
Oh, buddy.
streaking.
I don't have
I
a
mean-
reason to run on the field.
Shady Rays.
But Shady Rays would be a great disguise. We love our Shady Rays, and we're going to get into Arizona weather in a minute, but you need them here. It's sunny as heck. And Shady Rays, they're amazing. They're stylish. and they're affordable. So check out Shady Rays, and right now exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Did you see Alltech?
I'll take the $5 super chat.
Yeah.
Craig, I know you mentioned yesterday that Galley was just an extra body to bring in, but since that's not happening, I've got a great suggestion.
I thought of Alltex this morning because
The return of the Casio.
I went on Reddit, and I was on the NHL Reddit, and the first post was, "Tell me a random player that you're a huge fan of for no reason. I'll start." And it was a picture of Zach Cassidy.
Get out of here.
And I was like, I just found Alltex Reddit. I don't
Oh
think
my
it was.
gosh, that
Alltex.
is amazing.
I'm just gonna say this
Probably not happening.
as blandly as possible. Probably not going to happen, and some of the same reasons may apply. Go ahead.
Moving on.
Jesus. All right. It's 118 degrees out this weekend. What the hell do you do? Craig, you were just like this at the weather forecast.
I was. Thank you. I don't have my glasses. So, did you see the forecast though?
I try to avoid it.
Today's day 15 of over 110, by the way.
It's-
Right. You
19
see
is
what's
the
coming
record.
though on Saturday?
Yeah.
118.
Yep.
118.
Could hit 120. Could.
I was kind of hoping for 120 at that point. Like, well, let's just do it. I mean, let's not hang out at 118 or 119.
I think
Let's
there
do
will
it.
be parts of the valley that tickle 120.
Tickle.
I think so.
Tickle 120.
I think it's coming.
Have you ever felt 120 here?
I have.
Me too.
I once went
122 is the highest I've ever been at here.
in 2020, there was a period of time where I was working part-time and I needed to make more money, so I was driving DoorDash. And like DoorDash, you're getting in and out of your car a lot because you're, going to the restaurant, going in your car. And it was 118 out, and I had my air on full blast. But because I wasn't driving for enough extended periods for it to cool off, like I was in full-on workout. Like afterwards, it looked like I just went to like a HIIT class because I was drenched in sweat. It like my car couldn't cool down.
Oof.
It was awful. And so
I wouldn't want DoorDash
what am
from
I
you.
gonna do? What am I gonna
Don't
do?
come to my house with delivery.
I'm gonna stay inside. I'm not going outside. You can't catch me outside. I will go from my house to my car that's in my garage to another place that also has a garage. I will not be parking uncovered. It's miserable.
Right. And we can manage it. We go from air-conditioned space to
It's
air-conditioned
like
space.
winter other
A
places.
lot of us have pools or have family members or friends who have pools. It's really not that hard to manage. It isn't. It ain't snow and ice and
Okay.
bitter cold. It ain't that.
So, first of all, it's hot. There's no doubt about it. But I still talk to my mom, who lives in a small town in Minnesota. We've talked about, oh, it's so hot there. I couldn't live there. Here's the deal. I was on my patio yesterday, 112, legit 112 degrees on my patio. It's a real thermometer. I barbecued burgers at 112.
And you got those misters now.
I got misters. I got umbrellas. It was 112. And
For those
I
of
said,
us who've seen Petey's house.
yeah. And it's just like, it's fine. Like it's 112. At 20 below in Minnesota, guess what? You're not barbecuing burgers.
You know who says, I could never live there? I could never live in that heat. People who have never lived here.
Right.
I've lived in both.
Yes.
I've lived in both climates. I was in Madison, Wisconsin,
Yes.
Chicago,
You can do heat.
New England.
Can't do cold.
I can do this way
Yes.
before I can do
At
that.
least
Not
you're-
just that, but even in the summer. Like people are like,
Yes.
oh, summer's great here. No, it's not. It's humid.
Buddy,
It's
we're all going to
disgusting.
get home
I'm
from the
soaked.
studio. You can't, like, if there's just 40 below right now, you're going, God, am I going to be able to make it to work?
Well, also
Yeah.
you're like
Ice
I
on the
have
roads.
to like put 10 minutes in to scrape the ice off my
Yes.
windshield.
That's my phrase. I say it all the time. You don't got to shovel heat off your car. That's
Yep.
why
Got
I
it,
like it
buddy.
out here.
Yeah, I do
I'm
get
with ya.
extremely grumpy in the heat. I will say, like, I get more grumpy in heat than
Cabin
anything.
fever.
Yeah, it's awful. J Bean said I was here for 122. Karen said we're totally gonna break the record of 110 plus.
Do
Legit
it.
Opposite.
And the Angry Budgie chimes in 17 degrees and stormy in Manchester this weekend,
So
and I
17
believe that's Celsius.
17 is probably nice, isn't it?
It's pretty nice. It's a
Yeah.
little.
Like
It's
there are areas that are going to be in the 40s.
Can you do the conversion
46.
for us idiots
It's
who don't use the
47 here.
metric system?
47's hot.
Just, who don't use Celsius?
So, Craig, do you know this? When I moved to the
Go ahead.
Arizona area, I was driving a 1984 Ford Mustang that did not have air conditioning,
It's about 62 degrees.
and
Thanks,
and
that's
I
nice.
I lived in Arizona for a full year without air conditioning.
That is,
You try to go in summer,
no,
and I
no,
was looking
no,
for a
no.
job in the summer with dress clothes. I would wear
Oh.
shorts. I had a spray bottle and a towel in my front seat, and I would sit there at stoplights and spray and wipe myself off, and then put on my suit when I got to my
Yeah.
destination.
That happened to us too.
And
Our
guess
first
what?
summer. We
I
moved
lived.
here in July,
Lived.
and it was over 120 when we arrived. Like where did we just come?
I moved here in
And
August.
our AC broke. in our car, and it was
Nope.
awful.
But you still made it.
You know, what's crazy is when the temperature gets that high, we're like, okay, we got to open the windows. It's almost worse. It's like being in a convection oven at that point.
So
It's like it's cooking you.
I'm going to be on Leah's plan, and I am going to hopefully stay inside as much as I can this weekend. I'm going to go stock up on some Four Peaks.
Yep.
Maybe some OGs. We'll see.
Maybe
And
some wink.
Maybe some wink. Then I won't leave the
Maybe
house.
some, what's the other product? that you want me to
Countdown.
try? Countdown, yeah.
Countdown.
So Edward said, at least you don't have tornadoes. Wednesday, there were 11 recorded tornadoes in my area. They even shut
Jesus.
down the airport for a while. Do you live in Chicago, Edward?
See, that's
Yeah, how
another
about
Midwest
Chicago?
thing.
Please
Tornadoes.
reply. Yeah.
Yes.
I will say, like Arizona, we don't have
Yeah.
earthquakes, we don't have tornadoes. Like we just get monsoons,
blizzards.
We get haboobs.
haboobs,
But
and
haboobs are,
It's
Heat.
fun to say.
And
it is
excessive
fun to say.
heat.
And
Haboob.
it's not real. I mean, like
It's fun.
if you're an idiot and go stand in the middle of a haboob,
haboob.
yeah, you might have a problem.
Stand in
But
the middle of a
otherwise, not really.
But have you seen, like, the best is when they have the TV cameras showing the haboob roll in,
You guys want me to say that again, don't
and you see the haboobs.
Stand in the middle of a haboob.
all right.
But when you see the haboob rolling in on the time lapse cameras, they're frightening. It's
Yeah,
like the
they're
old
cool
movie, like
looking.
The Mummy.
Yeah, or
It's like that.
the big overhead shots where you
Yes.
see the entire width of it,
Like,
like
buddy, it's it
about
is
to
real.
engulf the
It's a
city.
thing.
It's
You
wild.
ever see the pictures of that with snow? Those ones are terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary.
Hmm.
Well, one thing you can do inside when you're avoiding the heat is binge some shows.
Where can you do that?
It's weekend binge. No, we're on. Let's do.
Oh, I thought we were doing an ad
No.
for something.
It's your,
Sounded like
defi-
an ad.
No.
it's your definition of binge, Leah.
So, oh my God,
Yeah,
you
could
guys
you watch
are
your show?
bullies.
But
I
watch the
watched-
goddamn show. Finish it.
I in 1 week
Get committed and finish it.
Since last Friday,
Get
I
committed.
started the Bear, and I
What
went
did
on
you start it?
last Friday.
Okay.
DP, how long did it take you to watch The Bear?
How many episodes are there?
There's
How many-
there's
10
18.
Yeah, 18
How long
total
are they?
between
About
two.
30 minutes on average?
Well,
Yeah.
the Christmas episode was an hour.
That took
and
me
5
about
minutes.
6 hours, 6.5 hours in one day.
Yeah.
Like a weekend.
Okay, well, I have other things like going on.
Oh, what's that?
Leah,
What are
how
you trying to
committed
say?
were you? I mean, how late did you stay up
Haboob.
to watch
Not
the Bear?
I value my sleep.
She doesn't value
Okay.
us, is what she's
She
trying to say.
doesn't value this show.
Or the show.
That's
yep.
what she
Because
told
we
us.
all wanted to talk about the end of The Bear.
Well, I feel like we need to give everyone one more week to watch season
That's
2.
That's fine.
And next Friday, we will hopefully, we need to tell Patrick in advance he needs to watch The Bear before next Friday. No, I've watched the Christmas episode. I watched the Richie episode.
Richie episode.
I'm obsessed. Never has a show made me feel so anxious, but also like I love it so much. So weekend binge, The Bear. By the way, this season of Love Island UK has been one of the best we've ever had. I just finished the Casa Amor recoupling. If you know, you know.
But
so
no one
I've
knows.
been going back and forth between Love Island UK and The Bear. That's why I haven't finished The Bear yet, because I also watch Love Island UK. And it's because Love Island UK is like the morning and then The Bear I watch at night. So that's my weekend binge. And I'll finish The Bear this weekend, I promise.
I finished Jury Duty. You got to watch Jury Duty.
I'm not going to be here next Friday.
Oh, that's a bummer. So we can wait. We can do it earlier in the week.
Okay, we'll
I'll
have
be
to
done-
wait then.
I'll
We
be
gotta go
done this
2 weeks.
weekend.
Okay.
I'll be
Oh,
done.
are we going to come back to it
A
after
week-
you
an
finish?
early binge?
We can come back to it. An early binge.
Maybe
Nothing wrong with
Monday.
that.
Maybe Monday.
I mean, what,
I'll
what
be
else
here
are we
Monday.
doing?
Maybe Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday.
I won't be. I won't be. I won't be.
Oh, it's my wedding anniversary. And what am I going to do on my wedding anniversary?
Grill,
Clearly not what Steve
grill
Potvin did.
Well,
outside.
I'm going to close worse than Steve Potvin. I actually have an appointment for getting my blood drawn. I'm going to get my lab work done.
It's an exciting day,
Figured
buddy.
I'd schedule that on my
Oh.
anniversary day.
You might
God, I
wanna-
know
you
like
go
when you
into-
schedule it, you go, God, I know there's something on that date. Like I know there is. Just what is it? And then all of a sudden you look down and go, oh shit, that's my anniversary. I don't know.
Heidi,
Happy
I'm sorry.
anniversary,
Happy
Heidi.
anniversary, hon.
Sorry,
I'm
Heidi.
going to LabCorp.
Sorry.
Oh boy. But this. Do you have a weekend binge?
Yeah,
Okay, go.
Bear. And I watched the end of it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how the last episode ends.
Oh my god.
On air. No,
Sean.
I'm not. But here's another new one on Netflix, QB.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
got it's by the way, it's Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Mariota from the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm talking about unfettered access of 3 quarterbacks. It is phenomenal. That first episode, like I tell you what, that Patrick Mahomes,
that Patrick.
Boy.
That Patty Mahomes.
howdy. Like you should see that kid.
I sure like him.
There was a guy got in his head. What's his name again?
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby. Apparently, I should know football players' names. That dude, scary dude for the Raiders, got in his kitchen and he was rattling him. Like you rattled him. Like he was bumping him after every play, rattled him, and he was yelling at the ref, "Hey, this 98." But then Patrick Mahomes went all Patrick Mahomes. Like buddy glitch in the video game, Patrick Mahomes, and he went after 98 and got in his face. It was unreal. Like he wanted to play on the Kansas City Chiefs right then. It's really good TV. If you're a sports person and if you're listening to this, you probably are, although we haven't talked about sports. Have to watch it. It takes you behind the curtain, not just in the locker room, but in their houses and how they think. What a great TV show. That unfettered access that Netflix has. Executive producer. Do you know who the executive producer is? Peyton Manning.
Really?
Huh.
How about that?
There you go. Anyway, I highly recommend QB.
Okay.
Sean.
I think QB might be mine too. I have to go get back into Shameless. It's been a couple of days since I've been watching that.
You
but-
got your Jeremy Allen White content.
Yeah. So I gotta watch that, and I want to watch the quarterback show.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, finished jury duty. The other, you said it jumped the shark in season 4. I actually liked season 4 very much.
Peaky Blinders.
So I've started season 5 of the Peaky fucking Blinders.
Yeah, I maybe I'll get back
By
on it.
order, the Peaky fucking
Oh
Blinders.
no, that's My kid dressed up as Peaky Blinders 2 Halloweens in a row, and he goes around saying that for the entire week.
So one last conversation about the Bear. No spoilers. So the Emmy nominations came out yesterday, I think, or the day before, and the Bear got a lot of nominations, well deserved. There's a lot of great TV nominated this year. I don't know what's gonna win, but the Bear was nominated in the comedy category, and this brings up the debate: is the Bear a drama or a comedy?
Can we create a genre?
There's no debate.
It's a drama.
It's a drama.
Yeah.
Like it's not even
It could
close.
be a dramedy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if there's such a thing as a
there's
dramedy,
comic relief, but I think
there are
it's
some
more
things
of a
that are
drama.
funny.
there are hysterical things in the show,
But
but
if
it's
you
a
had to say,
drama.
buddy,
Clearly,
you're on the edge of your like. It's up against Mrs. Maisel. Like, come on,
that's
really?
ridiculous. Yeah.
Like they're not the same. They should
No.
not be up against each other.
The whole entire first season was crafted about his brother's death.
Yeah, how's
That's not comedy.
that? Like it is. By the way, to a person in this studio right now, we all agree it is phenomenal television.
Oh,
like
God,
the Bear.
I love it. It's my favorite show.
I'm so glad I finally ventured into Bearland because it is.
This is
discovered it
this
wasn't
is a
about a bear.
podcast now.
It's phenomenal television.
Have you watched
Acting,
Cocaine Bear
writing.
yet, by the way?
I
He
did.
did.
Okay.
So phenomenal TV. It is in no way, shape, or form a comedy. However, after doing some research last night on the interweb, do you know why it is a comedy?
No.
And you know who we can blame?
Tell us.
Who dat?
The showmakers, the producers of The Bear, put
Call
it in.
label
and
it as
had
a comedy.
They submitted the show as a comedy because they felt they had a better chance of actually getting nominated, and because of their short form 30-minute or less.
Better chance. How is
That they
this
thought-
show not getting nominated as a drama?
I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know.
keep in mind this is only season 1 that
Yeah.
it was nominated for. This is not season 2, and season 1 may have been a shade funnier, just a
And
shade.
Next year, Succession will be done. So then, like, Succession's probably gonna win like everything this year.
But how is Jeremy Allen White? How is he best comedic actor? Like, dude's not funny.
Nope.
That was not funny. Like, watch the last episode and tell me he's funny.
No. Like
You haven't seen the
Richie's
last
funny.
episode? Richie.
There are other characters that are funny, but
Oh, so if you haven't, I know we're talking a tangent on The Bear. If you haven't watched it, please
It's so good.
encourage you to watch it, especially if you've ever worked in the food service industry. I think it's a must watch because if you don't watch that kitchen scenes and go, oh my God, I worked there. Like that's happened at my job. It is every kitchen I've ever worked in.
and if you love Chicago, which
Well, we
some of
don't.
us do, obviously a lot of the people on this show don't, but it's such a Chicago
But
show.
I wouldn't
And
eat at the new
Sean and I
place.
were going off on the
Would you eat at the new place?
think this happened earlier, so I can't.
Oh.
The Alex Gonzalez, was that early enough? I can't even remember which episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
You haven't heard the Alex Gonzalez
No.
and the
That's
World
not
Series?
yet.
Okay, I'm going to
That's
shut up.
later. That's
Okay,
later.
I couldn't remember.
It's after Forks.
Spectacular segment
After Forks.
and dead on correct.
all right.
Dead on
By the way,
correct.
that should be a sport. Like, is it sports? That's a sport. That was what a speech.
It was amazing.
All right. I'm
It's
moving
exactly
us
how
on
I feel
before
too.
you guys
But anyway,
spoil the Bear.
please watch The Bear.
All right.
Shameless plug. Do I get Hulu for free now?
Ooh, Robert Lee, also The Ultimate Fighter. I want to start watching that. It's some USC content.
You and Jason Demers?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you're watching us on YouTube here on our set, in the GOAT studio and the commish,
Oh my God,
there's
it's been
a
almost
ton.
an hour.
I know, and
We've
we
talked about
and we
nothing.
still have one other
Literally
thing.
have talked about nothing.
Oh boy.
But it's been fun. We have bobbleheads all over. We have all sorts of apparel and decor, and that is courtesy of our friends at FOCO, because they are the leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise with a product line that includes apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items, and more. FOCO always has our back for Arizona sports, and they have yours too. You can get the best gear around by visiting foco.com. That's FOCO.com and using the code PHNX. And for all non-presale items, use code PHNX for 10% off. And while you're online using our code, become a diehard. Go phnx.com/diehard. You could read Craig's weekly diehard only articles this week. It was a Clayton Keller piece. It's a must read. You also get access to our Discord. You get 20% off merch and events. You get a Dobson Ranch card. You get a $50 voucher to Mountain Mike's. You get a free shirt or hat when you sign up.
Every year.
I can keep going on about the perks of being a diehard.
You can visit with us in the Discord, and we're going to get more content in the Discord.
Yeah, we're going to have more
I'm doing
diehard
better at
exclusive
that.
stuff.
I'm going to try to explain shit better in there for hockey.
And more to come as well. So become a diehard today and check out phnxlocker.com and check out our merch as well. Okay, well, it's time for our last thing. And
This is where you throw me off the show, right?
this is where I'm going to have Craig get up.
Later.
Uh-oh.
And this
Move
is
your pillow, too.
This is a no, leave the pillow. Leave the pillow.
Leave the pillow?
So hopefully we have no more tech issues because I'm going to have Sean get up and come sit down. We might have to call Jacob in to watch the computer for a minute, but Sean, come take a seat on the set. This is a surprise. So come sit. All right. So we got Sean on the show. So the reason is Sean's birthday is tomorrow.
It is?
Yep.
Wow.
So Sean's birthday is tomorrow. So we have a little surprise for you, and we are going to shower you in compliments.
Shower you in compliments.
So for those, Sean does a lot of work behind the scenes. Pretty much every amazing looking graphic you see come through our show was designed by Sean. And Sean does it all. Like literally today, he's on like 10 more shows. If you just tune into PHNX Sports on a Friday, Sean's probably on the show.
Yeah.
I only have 2 more today.
Yeah,
People here work
TPSP at
really, really
12:30. Yeah,
And
D-backs later
DP
tonight.
is on every show.
Every show, and works his ass off and does the most. So we want you to feel acknhecked and appreciated.
And happy your birthday's on a Saturday, too.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's pretty nice.
It's fun.
So you don't have
Do
to
you have
be
any kind
No,
words
I just,
for Sean?
I think it's as much, he doesn't get recognized enough. And I'm the first one I forget all the time to include him on things, and
I know, I forget
he's
saying
behind
your
the back.
name. I've
Which I
done
don't
better.
actually care about for the record.
But-
All right.
I just give
Are you
you a
ready?
hard
Yeah.
time.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. Yay! It's
Now
vanilla.
pull that shit out.
There's no nuts.
Chocolate cake with peanut butter.
No chocolate in the cake.
No chocolate in the cake, no nuts in the cake.
Blow that
I
shit
appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
out. Blow that shit.
Barbie cake, a Barbenheimer in there?
Yay!
Barbenheimer coming up in.
Shit.
Oh, shit. There goes the.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Imagine if we set off the
Oh, God.
Jacob's gonna lose
Oh,
his
God, it'd be
shit.
the best show ever. Right off the fire alarm.
I think we're good.
Emma's got the fan.
And then we did get some candy because you don't like candy.
Oh, what?
So there is
Oh,
some
is there
candy.
candy?
So there is
Oh,
candy.
hell yeah. Hell
it's
yeah.
the white chocolate.
Birthday cake Kit Kats and cookies and cream chocolate bars, which are my
Because we
favorite
knew
thing
it.
ever.
Oh, that feels nice actually.
It does feel very
I'm a
nice.
fan. Oh, well,
And
happy
because
birthday.
you're 25.
Thank you, guys. I do very much appreciate it.
Yay, happy birthday. Did you want to say anything?
I just
Kurt?
want to say,
You got to get in the mic.
I just want to say how much we appreciate you, DP. All the work that you do behind the scenes. I know you come on the show at times. But
Yeah.
I don't think people appreciate it quite as much as they should.
I appreciate you guys very
Major
much.
part of the team, major part of our draft coverage. We got a great team here.
Yep, we do have
That's
a
all
great
I'm
team.
saying.
Cheers.
Love you guys. Appreciate
Cheers.
Birthday, man.
Happy birthday. You can follow us on Twitter at Sean_DePaz. He's going first today. At Craig S. Morgan, at Liam Merrill, at S. Peters Hockey. You can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. We're here Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. all throughout the off season. We got Bugie on the show next week.
Oh,
We
let's
got
go.
Stetcher on the show next week. We got Patrick Brown on the
a lot
show
of
next
guests
week.
next
A
week.
lot of guests next week. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep cool. And we'll see you all on Monday. Bye.